So what does Jesus Christ say about marriage and divorce? What does Jesus Christ from the New Testament say about marriage and divorce? I got two passages here. One is Matthew 19 and the other one is Matthew 22. And so I'm not for sure if Jesus talks about marriage and divorce in any of the other books. Matthew is the first one, right? So there could be some more stuff. But let's just cover Matthew 19 and Matthew 22. I also have some celebrity marriages and divorces and rumors of marriages and divorces that I'll talk about right afterwards. So Matthew 19. Am I going to read this directly? No, but I am going to think about it as I read it. So eventually, well, I'll say the main point. So you got Jesus is finishing talking. He went from the country of Galilee. He came to the part of the country of Judea, which is on the other side of the Jordan River. Many people followed him and he healed them there. Now they were going to try to trap Jesus. They were going to try to trick Jesus. The proud religious law keepers said, does the law say that a man can divorce his wife for any reason? Can a man just divorce his wife for any old reason? Jesus says to them, have you not read that he who made them in the first place made them man and woman? It says, for this reason, a man will leave his father and his mother and will live with his wife. The two will become one. So they are no longer two, but one. And let no man divide what God has put together. Well, the proud religious lawkeeper said to Jesus, then why did the law of Moses allow a man to divorce his wife if he put it down in writing and he gave it to her? Jesus said to them, because of your hard hearts, Moses allowed you to divorce your wives. It was not like that from the beginning. And I say to you, whoever divorces his wife, except for sex sins, and marriages another, is guilty of sex sins in marriage. Whoever marries her that is divorced is guilty of sex sins in marriage. His followers said to him, if that is the way of a man with his wife, it is better not to be married. But Jesus said to them, not all men are able to do this, but only those to whom it has been given. For there are some men who from birth will never be able to have children and some other shit. Okay, so what the hell did we just read there? Well, he is saying that if the man or the woman did sex sin, so I would say adultery, right? We'll put adultery there on the table. So if the man or the woman commits adultery, then the divorce would be okay, right? The divorce would be fine. But let's presume that there is no reason. He just got tired of her, she got tired of him, and they divorced. If they just got tired of each other and divorced, then that means they commit adultery when they get married to somebody else or get with somebody else, have sex with somebody else, hook up with somebody else. So if the man or woman in the marriage, so he says two things right there. The sex sins can get the marriage annulled, right? So that's an okay divorce. But then he also says that if there are no sex sins and they just divorce, willy-nilly, if it's a willy-nilly divorce, then that means when they get married or if they have sex with somebody else, that's adultery. So in some respects, Jesus is saying that a divorce makes adulterers out of both, right? Out of both the man and woman, presuming they both get married and move on with their lives. So that's what Matthew 19 says. You can't get divorced. You can't get divorced. They did say, except for sex sins, which, to be honest with you, this is the New Life version. And let's see if let's click on, what? You want to do King James? The New King James or the Old King James? Which one? How about, let's go to the Wycliffe. No, I want to go to the, what is this one here? Not the Wycliffe, the Tyndale. Do we have a Tyndale Bible? The Tree of Life, the Voice. My God, New Revised Standard Version, Catholic Edition, the Orthodox Jewish Bible, the New Catholic Bible. There's so many choices. Let's just go King James Version. So what does the King James Version say? because of the hardness of your hearts. Let's see. Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. They say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away? Because of the hardness of your heart. Whosoever, and I say unto you, verily, truly I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except for it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery, and whoso marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery. So, if you divorce her, not for adultery, not because she cheated or he cheated, if you divorce when it has nothing to do with fornication of another, because that's what King James Version says, then you both commit adultery. You marry her, you're committing adultery. He marries another, he commits adultery. So basically a divorce makes adulterers of them both, and they have destroyed what God wanted them to be. Now, that's Matthew 19. Let's take a look at Matthew 22. And this is verses 29 to 31. So they asked this real challenging question. They were sitting there saying that if you marry, there is something about the brother was supposed to take the widow or something like that. But then I've also read that same law saying that you're not supposed to do that. So who the fuck knows? But there is, the hypothetical is this. So until death do you part, right? So you have a husband and wife, death happens, and then another marriage happens. Death happens again, another marriage, death happens again, and then it happens 7 times. So you have one wife, 7 husbands, and they all died, let's say natural causes. So no funny business. They all died of natural causes. The question presented to Jesus Christ is, when they get to heaven, when all 8 of them, the 7 husbands and the 1 wife, get to heaven, then who will be the husband and wife in heaven? And this is what Jesus says. Matthew 22:29. Jesus answered, you are mistaken, because you do not know the scriptures or the power of God. In the resurrection, people will neither marry nor be given in marriage. Instead, they will be like the angels in heaven. So he's saying, in the resurrection, when you die and go to heaven, people are not marrying in heaven. They're not going to be given away to marriage. They're not going to marry. But concerning the resurrection of the dead, have you not read what God said to you? I am the God of Abraham. I'm the God of Isaac, and I am the God of Jacob. So therefore, God is not the God of the dead, but God is the God of the living. Now this little forum here is saying, wait a second, what the hell is this supposed to mean? If you had 7 husbands and there's 1 wife and it was all legitimate, and when you get to heaven, nobody's married? Nobody's married because why? Procreation doesn't happen, but that's heaven. Isn't that a heavenly thing? Love, marriage, children, isn't that the stuff of the gods and the stuff of heaven? So he's real confused about that, but let me put it into my atheist worldview. Because Jesus is a packet of revolutionary ideas, and God is the great spirit of ultimate goodness. And then the Holy Spirit is that spirit within you, that good spirit, the spirit of goodness that's within you, guided by the wisdom of the revolutionary ideals of Jesus Christ. So he's sitting there saying that heaven is this magical, crazy place. You don't really know what's going to happen in heaven. You got 7 husbands, and you got 1 wife. Who's going to marry, who's not going to marry, that doesn't matter. Why are you asking stupid questions? According to Jesus, God is not the God of the dead. So God isn't worried about those who had died, but the God of the living. And so therefore, the wife is married to the husband, and then therefore that is a marriage sanctioned by God. That's a marriage sanctioned by God. So he obfuscates the issue. He kind of pushes the issue off to the side. So in one sense he says, divorce is absolutely wrong, except in cases of adultery or sex sins. So divorce is forbidden. It's supposed to be until death do you part. That's the contract. That's the agreement that you signed up for, until death do you part. That's Matthew 19. And then Matthew 22 says that God is the God of the living. And so therefore, what I understand that to mean is that the 6 husbands that have already died and gone on to heaven, gone on to the next realm, the next dimension, he is God of that wife and that husband, which is still alive today. That is still alive right now. So he's not for divorce unless there's adultery or sex sins or a death of natural causes. You can't poison the other person and say that's okay. But a death of natural causes is okay. Therefore, you could get remarried to somebody else. And who is going to be together in heaven, who knows? But here on earth, the 2 people that are married, the 2 people that are alive, are the ones that are sanctioned by God. Now let's see if we can apply these concepts here. Let's see. So what was the concept? He said he's the God of the living, no marriage in heaven, 6 husbands, gone forever, and then the wife and current husband are married, sealed by the sanction of God, right? All right. So some celebrities. Let's compare and contrast some of the celebrities that we understand. So we have Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber and Haley Baldwin had just had a child last year. So he's less than 1 year of age. He was born August 23rd, 2024. So August, September, October, November, December, January, he's not even 6 months old. Justin Bieber and Haley Baldwin had a son, and they named the son Jack Blue Bieber. Justin Bieber and Haley Baldwin had married in 2018. Haley Baldwin was born in Tucson, Arizona. Haley Baldwin is 28 years old. And Haley Baldwin is the daughter of Stephen Baldwin, the famous Baldwin brothers. Stephen Baldwin is not the Baldwin who killed Helena Hutchins. That was Alec. So Stephen Baldwin is a different one. That's her father. Alec would be her uncle. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about Justin Bieber and Haley Baldwin. I had read that their relationship has done a 180 degree. The dynamic of their relationship has completely turned around 180 degrees. What does that mean? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe people are just talking a bunch of shit. Right now, they're living in La Quinta, California. So as far as I'm concerned, Justin Bieber and Haley Baldwin are living in La Quinta, California, and they're happy and everything's fine. There is no problems in Graceland. There is no problems in Camelot. Haley Baldwin is an evangelical Christian. She endorsed Bernie Sanders in 2020. She speaks some Portuguese. And they're all doing a bunch of modeling and movies and shows and this and that. A bunch of crap that I don't give a shit about. The problem I see here is that they were married in 2018, and so there's a 5, 7, 6 year itch. You know, there's a 5, 6, 7, the 7 year itch, right? Marilyn Monroe, didn't she star in that movie, The 7 Year Itch? And if the dynamic has turned 180 degrees, what does that mean? Is it open marriages now? And he was like looking all stone faced, so he was gloomy, had stone eyes. Maybe it's because, you know, you got paparazzi fucking taking pictures of him all the time. You're a complete stranger to me. Why do you think you get to take my picture? So what does all this mean? I'm not for sure if they were married. I know that he had dated, you know, Selena Gomez, and then there was like rumors that Haley Baldwin and Selena Gomez were beefing, and then that was actually bringing her a bunch of mental consternation. But I don't think they got married. I don't know if either one of these two have been married before. Let's presume that this is the first marriage. If it's the first marriage, then it's going good. It's going strong. They've been married for 7 years. Now, if it's not their first marriage, then that means they're both committing adultery, right? So if either one of these people had been married before, then they're committing adultery, and that goes against Matthew 19. And that's it about Justin Bieber and Haley Baldwin. Bill Gates, he said his biggest regret was divorcing Melinda French Gates. They had a 27-year marriage. It probably had a lot to do with that Epstein shit, right? So they divorced in 2021. They got married in 1994. So what was the reason? It said irrevocable differences or irretrievable differences. They've had 3 kids by the marriage, a Jennifer Gates and a Phoebe Gates and a Rory Gates. 2 females and 1 male. So you got 3 children that's going to inherit the Gates inheritance, the billions of dollars, right? The Microsoft fortune. Jennifer, Rory, and Phoebe. What does that mean? I don't know. It depends on that Epstein shit. Are they going to release that Epstein shit? Because there was talk that Bill Gates had something to do with that Epstein shit. And then when they asked him about it, he was like, well, he's dead now, so it don't even matter. No, it still matters, you weird motherfucker. So it's kind of crazy that Epstein, is going to get killed in prison, but nobody on his Epstein list has been outed, has been arrested, has been punished whatsoever. And this is what the fucking rich people are doing with their goddamn spare time? Prince Harry. Let's talk about Prince Harry. Well, let's talk about George and Amal Clooney. They got an 11-year marriage. There's rumors. George is living in New York. Amal Clooney is living in Europe. And they just have a lot of distance between them. And they say long-distance relationships never work. So there's rumors that their marriage is on the rocks. They've been married for 11 years. Is it their first marriage? If it's not their first marriage, I think Bill and Melinda Gates, that was their first marriage, right? I'm presuming 27 years. Maybe not. If any one of these people had a marriage beforehand, well, then that means their current marriages are them living in sin. Tom Brady had a divorce. He said that the divorce was amicable. Amicable, but you guys can't get with anybody else until, presuming there's no reasons for the annulment. Now, Prince Harry is obsessed with Meghan Markle. I heard Prince Harry might get deported. Prince Harry is obsessed with the Duchess of Sussex. The rumors, the divorce rumors, the fucking goddamn media in fucking England is disgusting. Prince Harry is the cool one. But they shit on Prince Harry because they're thinking he's never going to get into power. He's a long way away from power. So they just shit on anything and everything that he does. What did they say? That one is the spare. So you have the heir and the spare, right? So the other one is the heir. The other one is going to be the king-to-be. Charles is old as shit, so most likely William will become the king. And Kate Middleton. So the odds of Harry and Meghan Markle becoming king and queen are very remote. Now, I don't think they've had a marriage beforehand, so therefore that's a marriage sanctioned by God. So Jesus approves of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. They have 2 kids, a 5-year-old Archie Harrison and a 3-year-old Lilibet Diana. Archie Harrison was born in London, England. But 3-year-old Lilibet Diana was born in California. Which, that's brilliant. That means one of the royal family could actually get elected president. And in a way, the English have fucking taken us over. But if they keep on shitting on Prince Harry, acting like he's not a part of the fucking family, then when he becomes the fucking president, then it's kind of like, fuck you assholes. And actually, he can't become the president. It would be Lilibet Diana. So it'd be like Princess Diana came back and bit them in the ass. Because there was talk that the fucking queen had something to do with that. So the fact that 3-year-old Lilibet, Lil Lily, Diana, Princess Diana 2.0, she's the 7th in line to the royal throne. Now, again, it's remote that Princess Diana 2.0, 3-year-old Lilibet, will ever become the queen, but she could become the president of the United States of America. So, instead of giving a shit if you're going to get the fucking throne or worried about the throne and the fucking press and goddamn Britain, what the fuck is the matter with you assholes? He's never going to get power, so you just kind of shit on the fact that you were born second. So you don't matter. Fuck off, you pieces of shit. The rumors are taking a toll, but as far as I read, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, they've been talking shit about them, you know, the entire goddamn time. I like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. I saw a picture of them giving out soup and food to the people in the LA fires. That's fantastic. Everybody else, Donald's just blaming anybody and everybody, the mayors in fucking goddamn Rwanda or Rhodesia or some shit. And there is Prince Harry and Meghan Markle very nonchalantly. They are popular figures, but they weren't gloating. They weren't saying, hey, look at us. They were just there to help, and they were passing food out. It looks like they were passing food out to the people that were hungry. So I know Candace Owings really fucking hates Prince Harry. She fucking hates him. How dare he write that fucking book? She loves the king and queen of England, and she hates the president of France. Why is she such a royalist, stupid, dumb fuck? Candace Owings also said some other dumb shit. She said that she doesn't believe in the cult of flat earth or round earth. She's out of the cult of science, actually. She's not even going to be a part of the cult of science. Which means Candace Owings is just a dumb motherfucker. She is a dumb motherfucker, like a fucking idiot. She's had a couple of kids, and then I think that's her first marriage too. So that's a marriage sanctioned by God. And I think she's pregnant now, so I don't know how many kids she has had. So all this matters because of the inheritance, the family, the connections. And then when I think of royal families, I think America needs a royal family. We need the Kennedys. We needed Robert Kennedy to become fucking president, and then he would have had, 8 kids? 8 kids would have been basically heir apparents, because you still got to win the election, right? So you still got to be good enough, smart enough, and popular enough in order to win the people over. A president is so much better than a king. A president's got to win millions of people's votes. Whereas a king, I just was born in this house and that's good enough. Kings and queens and royalism is so fucking dumb. Thank God for the French Revolution. Thank God for the English Civil War. Thank God for the American Revolution. So I just thought that was interesting that there's another Princess Diana. Princess Diana 2.0, and she could become president of the United States. So really I think Meghan Markle and fucking Prince Harry should just tell the fucking British to fuck the fuck off. If you want to keep the titles, but don't, sit there and brag about it. If it happens, it happens, but you can't bank on it happening, because then you might start thinking some dark thoughts or whatever. It has to be natural causes. So I think that Harry and Meghan Markle should just live their own lives. And if they want to get into politics, they're already famous enough on their own. And now you got little Archie Harrison and little Lilibet Diana, who's 5 and 3-year-old respectively, but having another Princess Diana. Princess Diana died when I was like 15 years old. So I didn't really know much of her. It just seemed like there she is. She's a regular teacher. She's an ordinary, regular person, but then she's put into royalty. And then she was killed, but not before she had, 2 kids. So, what does that mean? That means Candace Owings is approved. Jesus Christ approves of Candace Owings and her marriage, and therefore her children are legitimate, no bastards. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, their marriage is approved by Jesus Christ. No bastards. I don't really know about, I think Bill Gates and Melinda Gates, their first marriage, that was sanctioned by God. I don't know if either one of them found love somewhere else. Justin Bieber and Haley Baldwin, I don't know if this is the first or second marriage. Haley's an evangelical Christian, which seems to point out that maybe it's the first marriage. George and Amal Clooney, it seems crazy that he's been married only for 11 years. George Clooney's been like super popular for the entire 2000s, and Tom Brady's divorced. but it was amicable. So what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know. But God is the God of the living, so Matthew 22, what Matthew 22 says is that the ones that are married today, and they're still married today, the marriages that are approved by God and that are still going strong would still continue to get God's blessings. So Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, they'll get God's blessings. Candace Owings is married to that Englishman. Is he going to get deported too? One of an Englishman. And then so did that other woman. She found an one of the Obamas. Was it Malia or Sasha? One of them found an Englishman too. So what the fuck? Why the hell do we keep on? Didn't we? We need to get quit. We need to cut the umbilical cord. Fucking England, man. We should have supported the French Revolution and the Haitian Revolution. We should have supported the Russian Revolution and the Cuban Revolution. We were born in revolution, and then we turned our backs to all the other revolutions out there, and the Chinese Revolution. If we would have supported those revolutions, then we would have been a very good, grandmother, grandparent, aunt, uncle, cousin, brother, and sister. We've been a good neighbor. Hey, you're being born, China. We support your birth. Hey, Russia, you're getting born today. Well, we support your birth. You know who supported our birth? The French did. And then we turned our back on the fucking French. I still like the French. But Candace Owens, she talks her shit. Why does Candace Owens talk her shit? You're going to love the fucking king and queen and the pageantry of it all? But do you give a shit that the French president, it's a president, he was elected, and their revolution followed our revolution? It was one and the same. Jefferson is going to resign because of the Jay Treaty? Come on, Candace Owings.